Hi everyone, my name is Ashwin Singh, and in this presentation, I will explore the key media theories and concepts that I learned in my CTCS 203 course. A core idea we examined was Walter Benjamin's notion of media as a model of production and source of capital, not just a means of transmitting content. We also looked at Raymond Williams' conceptualization of culture as an ordinary, common experience shared by all classes and groups, not just the elite. Noam Chomsky's theory of manufacturing consent through the media messaging and agenda setting was another pi- pivotal, pivotal concept from the readings. We also discussed how algorithm and network effects in social media can influence opinions, preferences, and even identities. Throughout the presentation, I will reference specific examples from the course materials that illustrated these theories in actions. From news media forming issues in particular ways to the cultural industries produced by capitalism to the filter bubbles and popularity bias in platforms like Facebook and Instagram. The goal is to showcase some of the most meaningful concepts I learned and be able to demonstrate their real world applicability using cases and evidences from our class discussions and readings. Raymond Williams introduced an influential conceptualization of culture as encompassing the common everyday experiences that shape a society, not just the elite high culture. He rejected the tendency to separate and ele- elevate certain culture realms like the art, philosophy, and intel- intellectualism over popular or mass culture. Instead, William viewed culture as the ordinary from common language and rituals to social media, community traditions, and family dynamics. Several readings and class materials provided great case studies showing how this culture emerges from ordinary shared experiences between all groups and classes. For example, we examined the role of gospel music, a popular African American music tradition, in shaping broader American culture and cultural identities. Dolly Parton's America episode also explored the common unifying power of her pop music. Our readings or semantics revealed how ordinary signs and symbols take on deeper culture meanings. Overall, Raymond Williams fundamentally shaped by understanding of culture as encompassing the full range of human experiences and expressions that constitute daily life, not just the upper elite culture production. Noam Chomsky's concept of manufacturing consent through media greatly influenced by thinking and how people opinion takes shape. His propaganda model looks at how systematic filters and framings of issues causes news medias to reinforce dominate narratives and power structures. This intersects with the theories of agenda setting and framing that we examined. How coverage frequently determines not just what issues we think about, but how we think about them. Cultivation theory similarly examines media effects, looking at how increased exposure to TV programming cultivates certain worldviews that align with their recurrent messages and portrayals. Together, these concepts reveal how the current media ecology permeates consequences in ways we often don't realize, shaping perceptions of normali- numerically and attitudes towards social issues. Readings and class examples provided case studies to this process in action, from coverage of First Nation issues like Oka crisis to patterns of underrepresentation or stereotypical depictions across the media landscape. These shed light on the real world impacts of media messaging, framing and agenda setting on public opinion information. Chomsky, 1988. This slide is concerned with the networked self and deals with the definition of the self and the notion of connectivity in the digital sphere. Mostly social media, it is the context of the digital era that social media platforms are important as avenues of identity information. They create platforms for self expression opportunities increased for an individual's personal identity exploration and gaining feedback from a larger audience. Such interaction may greatly affect one's self-image and social image, melding online and offline persona together. It is also within these networks that virtual communities are formed, bringing individuals together across culture and geographical borders. The sense of belonging around them and the potential for socializing, assistance, and community are tackled in this manner. Nevertheless, some disadvantages arises from the virtual connections, including the process to have a desirable online persona and the inability to interact socially in the real world. Besides algorithm personalization of social media only steers our interactions online and our senses of self. These algorithms tailor content for us depending on our behaviors and preferences, which may in turn create a tunnel vision. This is associated with our beliefs and opinions. Digital well-being is a key consideration in the usability of these digital spaces. We have to play smart with online gamble. As such, betting at the expense of our mental and emotional stability is suicidal. This includes being conscious about the amount of time we devote to the social media, our consumption, and the consequences of our online undertakings on our well-being. A healthy partnership with social media can help us capitalize on these advantages and mitigate the pitfalls. This slide discusses the relationship between documentary media and social platforms, showing how documentaries constitute public discourse and how social media amplifies the discourse. Documentaries like Canick's Take 270 Years of Resistance provide deep secrets about the society, politics, and culture. These platforms offer a voice to the voiceless and cannot create awareness in the public or rather debate or critical issues by bringing forth the unexplored parts of complex issues. Documentary production can shape public views concerning a given matter. Social media has become one of the most common sources of documentary content in the digital age. They provide an open platform for the communication of these narratives, hence allowing a wider coverage. Social media may help widen documentary stories audience and support conservation and engagement beyond the traditional viewership. Documentary media and social media are mutually interdependent. Documentaries do offer rich, thought provoking content, and social media is a platform for distributing this content to a much larger audience. This therefore enables the public to be more involved and enlightened, thus promoting discussions that cross the borders, place, and culture. Furthermore, substantial is the interaction of the real and virtual realities. Social media enables the dis- dissemination of documentary content and facilities. The creation of platforms for engaging the testing performances and debates are as narratives. This combination of the real and digital worlds create an interactive, immersive documentary experiences. This then makes social media an essential device in ensuring that documentaries messages are echoed and shared with the different people, which end up in more knowledgeable as well as involved public. We enter the captivating world of semantics as its effects on social media to unpack an understanding of how meaning is constructed in digital content. We drew a Stuart Little Stuart Hall and John Fiske's theories. Stuart Hall's model of encoding decoding provides a basics of explaining the production and interpretation of meanings by different evidences. In social media, the model is messages depending on their backgrounds and culture. John Fiske's work also shows how culture products are instruments of making meaning. Examples of this process in social media includes memes. These are not merely funny pictures or videos, rather they are con- cognitively loaded signs that contain cultural, political, and social messages. Memes are useful vehicles for some kind of cultural communication because they provide the possibility of encapsulating and conveying complex ideas in simple, relatable format. The use of hashtags is also a prominent semiotic tool in social media. They are merely tags or phrases, they are emblematic devices facilitating unification and mobilization and experience in social movements. Social media is capable of shaping narratives, fostering solidarity and instigating social change as such evidences by such hashtags as Me Too and Black Lives Matter. In sum, the knowledge of semantics from the perspective of social media is vital in the understanding of how meanings are made, sent, and understood in the digital era. The article provides an understanding of the dialectical and engaged character of meaning construction is online environments by considering the users of social media as both consumers and producers of communication. In wrapping this presentation up, it is important to discuss how the core ideas from our course can be related to our experiences of social media and how these learnings can come into play in our future occurrences. The point of this synthesis of media theory and social media practices is not just academic, it is to help people better navigate and understand the digital world in this regard. Understanding this would be incomplete without referring to critical media literacy. This equals acknowledge the sources of influence and bias in the media, including social manipulation. This critical approach is indispensable. What we have learned from this course can be applied in our future work, studies, and personal lives. Whether we are making things, interacting with others online, or just consuming media, the theories and concepts we explore can be better answers about this. Lastly, digital responsibility citizenship is key. It is all about ethical and responsible social media, the influence of digital footprints, and positive internet. As we proceed on our path through the ever changing environment of social media, let us all have the responsibility to give help to social media that enhances a healthy, informed, and empathic, empathetic and interconnected world. Thank you.